As you know, fridge space is important in a van because you don't have a huge one and it takes electricity, which is limited to your battery bank and how much sun you get. So being able to cook something that doesn't need a fridge and is shelf-stable pantry items is something that I think everyone should know how to do. Today, we're going to go through 3 of my favorite recipes, which is going to include one of my 5 essential van items, tuna. If you missed that video, link will be in the description. Go check that out and then come back and then watch this one. First one up is going to be a tuna curry. Super easy to make, soul food, you name it, it's great. Second one on the list is going to be a tuna wrap. And then thirdly, we are going to be making a pasta bake that you don't actually have to bake and can be done with shelf-stable things. Let's get into our first one, which is our tuna curry. Now, we are still camped at my brother's house, which is why I'm in this cramped little area cooking and I'm not outside in the beautiful wilderness. Dogs are still barking, as you can see. Okay, so first up on our list is our tuna curry. Our ingredients for this one is a curry paste. I like this yellow Vulcan curry paste. Obviously, a can of tuna, some coconut cream, and some rice. Now there's 2 options that you can do with the rice. You can use something like this, which is like it's kind of like a pre-cooked rice bag. And you can basically open it up, add a little bit of water, add it to your fry pan, and it's kind of done. That's all you really need to it. But they are more expensive than buying just normal rice. So we have a rice cooker because I absolutely adore rice. So we have this rice cooker. We did pick it up from Amazon, I think it was. With this one here, it's like a 2-3 cup rice cooker, and it really doesn't take a lot of watts. So I think it's on here. So it's a 1.2 litre rice cooker and it only is about 200 watts. It does plug into power, so it is going to need an inverter. We're going to be using the rice cooker though. This is just basmati rice. You can use whatever rice you want. You can always boil down the normal rice if you prefer. I find, look, I'm sure if you get good at it, it's fine, but I get impatient and I start prodding and poking it all the time. If you want to do the boil down method, by all means, in our rice cooker, and as a general, you want 2 to 1 to rice. So 2 cups of water for every 1 cup of rice. I use about a tablespoon of curry powder, or curry paste I should say, per person. So we're using about this much. And then what we want to do is we kind of want to spread it out a little bit here. Now obviously just follow the instructions on whatever kind of paste you get. This one calls for it to be a bit like, they call it aromatic, which is basically when it starts to smell real nice, that's when you want to add your other stuff. All right, and then it's turn on your cooker time. That happens, don't worry about it. Beautiful. Okay, so what will happen from here is you'll start to get some really nice curry smells. Feel free to stir it or whatever. I don't think that really makes a difference. We've got some coconut cream here. We're going to use about half of this because we're going to use this with some pasta later on to make it a little bit extra creamy. So we're going to use half. All right, and so then we're going to just mix it together. Essentially just like that, and you can add a little bit more curry paste depending on the color that you kind of want to get. So we might just mix that in a little bit here. From here, we're going to add our tuna. Now, again, I'm going to use half of our can of tuna here because we're going to use the other half in our other bits of cooking. So we're just going to scoop out half. That's about half. Try to fend and keep none away from the tuna. All right, so from here, we want to get those little bubbles up that you can see because we're going to essentially reduce it down just a tad, just so we can get some nice big bodied flavors. So you don't want it like bubbling uncontrollably. You just want it like a tiny little bubbles, like these ones, little tiny ones. And then after that, it's just waiting for your rice to finish cooking. Easy as. We're gonna have a little taste test just to make sure that it's like tasting the way it should. That is so good. It's just such a good full-bodied flavor. It's just, it's so good. Winter days, highly recommend this one. Okay, so our rice is just ticked off. Look at the steam coming out of that. Perfectly cooked basmati rice, beautiful. Beautiful. So now we've got our rice. Now we just want to finesse our tuna paste in. And there we have it. The best thing about this particular meal is if you want to kind of like zhuzh it up with like broccoli, beans, spinach, peas even. I hate peas, but you can. This is just kind of like a nice soul food in a can kind of meal here. Okay, so here's our taste test.
Okay.
Tell me what you think. You've had this before, so you kind of know what to expect, but...
I know it's going to be good.
I called it...
To be clear, you made this for Ronan's wife, not for me.
Technically, yeah.
So rude. Yeah, it's really good. She's going to love it. I'm also hungry, but that's fine.
Yeah, you're going to get a wrap.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, do you want to have a taste test, Ryan?
Okay. He's not a curry boy.
No, he's not a curry boy.
Those wheels are on.
That's a good one.
This is good.
All right, so what we're going to do is cook a no-cook wrap with some tuna. Okay, what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of like make an incision from the center of the wrap to the outside because we're going to fold it into a bit of a triangle here. So we're going to put a little bit of tuna here. Now you can use flavors in this if you'd like. We're going to put a little bit of capsicum on here, just a little bit. A couple of bits of beetroot, maybe here, and then a little bit of corn. Now, obviously, if you do have a fridge, having something like cheese or something in here is going to really do this up good. But we want to start with like a base, something like this. So as you can see here, we've got our beetroot, tuna, a little bit of capsicum and some corn. We're going to wrap this up in a special way here. So we're going to take the, I'm just going to do this because it's going to be easy. Then we're going to do this one, and then this way. We kind of want to try to squeeze it together as much as possible, just like that. And that's essentially your wrap. That's kind of what we're looking at. We're looking at each layer has a different flavor on it. All right, and time for our taste test. That's really good. Nice, fast, easy, no cooking. Have our taste test release.
Yay.
Good for a no cook, no fridge.
Mm-hmm. Is it like super sweet corn? Because it's really nice.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's all...
That's great.
Yeah, so like, don't need a fridge, don't need a cooker.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So there's no heat generated in a van. You can do it all inside. And you can add, I was talking about how you can get those flavors. So like the tuna mayo would probably go quite well in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And last but not least, we're going to be cooking our no-bake pasta bake with tuna, this packet with no fridge items. Okay, so first up, what we're going to want to do is cook our pasta. Now these pastas do require you to have light milk. So what we're going to be using instead of that is a little bit of coconut cream. And because the coconut cream is going to be a little bit thicker than light milk, we're going to be using a little bit more water. All right, so to cook our pasta is going to require us to have 1 cup of hot water, which we're going to boil separately. So we're going to start our cooker here, and then we're going to be using our coconut cream for the rest. So we're going to be using pretty much basically what's left. We're going to be using about that. So we're just going to make sure that our water gets hot first, and then we're going to add that, our coconut cream and the pasta together. These recipes in particular, we don't eat the wrap one too much, to be honest, because we do have a decent sized fridge. So I don't do the wrap too often, and I'm a bit of a sucker for hot food, if you know what I mean. So I tend to prefer that over other cold foods. But the curry we eat a lot, and I'm a bigger fan of rice than pasta. But when we first moved into the van, we lived off this because the only fridge we had was one of those chest freezers, and it was only like, I think 30 litres. In comparison, we have a 110 kind of like normal door opening fridge now, so we don't need to rely on these meals as much. The curry one we cook because we love it, but the pasta one, I kind of got burnt out on it because, again, when we first moved into a van, we lived off these. But our water looks pretty much good to go, so we're going to go back over to the other angle. All right, so there's a little bit of steam coming off that water now. Whoa, I bumped you. So we're going to add our coconut cream and then our pasta. And it includes like this little sauce stuff that you get with it that you can see on the top there. That's kind of the things that make you flavor. So you want to make sure you get as much of that out as you can, because for these ones in particular, they tend to get stuck in the corners. All right, and then we're going to give that a nice stir. Just like that. Perfect. And so from this state, we want to bring the whole thing up to a boil. And then as soon as it starts to boil, we want to give it a quick stir and then bring it down to a simmer. And just remember, so the simmer was the little bubbles, not the uncontrollable bubbles that you'll see with a boil. So you can start to see some bubbles kind of almost occurring. And it's important to keep stirring because, as you can see, we're starting to get a little bit of a film on the top as they kind of start to mix together. So we want to keep stirring, maybe like every 1 to 2 minutes, in my opinion. It's probably less, probably like every 30 seconds to 60 seconds. So we can see we're starting to get a nice little boil up. Perfect. So then we're going to reduce our heat down, really low heat. And now we just kind of want it to simmer. So not like the uncontrollable bubbles. See these bubbles here? Perfect. That's exactly what we want. And we want to keep stirring that every 30 seconds to a minute until our pasta is boiled and it's all a bit thicker. I also find it so crazy that I feel like there's like this stigma that people who live nomadic lives maybe can't afford or don't eat super healthy, tasty meals. Like, you've only got one cooker, you have limited cookware. It's not like you can have too many AC appliances. Like, it's not like you can run an air fryer. And I know that there's 12-watt air fryers out there, but if you have a look at the actual wattages and how long it takes to cook things, oh, that's so much electricity, so much. I mean, you can cook with oil and things like that, but that comes with its own set of problems. I actually find that now that I'm living out of a van, that I'm actually eating better food, better quality food, less processed food. And it's when I'm in the city, towns, things like that, that I find myself eating really unhealthily. And being out in the woods makes me eat so much better because I don't have the opportunity to have Macca's or KFC or anything like that. And so when I am traveling, I'm having steak, I'm having real rice, I'm having, tuna because it's shelf stable, which is a very clean and healthy protein, by the way. It's crazy. And I'm not eating the junk that I would in the city. So van life has made me eat better, which is kind of insane. But this is almost ready to go. We're going to add our tuna. So we're just going to stir that in. No, get off. We're just going to turn this heat off now, and that should thicken up quite a bit. All right, so this is a very full bowl. We're going to wait for that to cool down a little bit, and we're going to have a nice taste test.
It smells really good.
I told everyone that we used to live off this when we first moved out in the van because it was just so easy.
Yeah, this smells and just is like home, you know? It's like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay, it feels like it's going to be really hot.
Yeah, it is going to be pretty hot.
A little bit. Oh, so good. Which flavour is this one?
This one is the sour cream and chives.
You can smell the chives.
Yeah.
It just feels like a fresh thing, but it's come out of a packet.
I used coconut cream instead of milk to make sure that it's all fridge based, so it should be real creamy.
It smells really good.
Yeah.
And you could technically, like, if you wanted to, you could add like that shaker parmesan cheese and stuff.
I said. Oh, the shaker parmesan, yeah.
Because then that's not a fridge thing
like the not real parmesan.
Yeah, we have some. If you wanted me to grab it, so you can look at it.
Do we actually have it?
Yeah, I bought some.
Oh my god, yeah, go get that.
I'll go get it.
So this is the parmesan that is shelf stable. This is the thing that Elise was talking about. So we'll sprinkle some of that on. It's not real parmesan.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because real parmesan definitely has to be in the fridge. So it's like fake cheese.
It's not though. It's grated extra hard cheese. Its ingredients are milk, salt, caking agent, cultures and enzymes.
Yeah, so it's just cheese that they call parmesan. Real parmesan has to come from Italy. Like, it has to come from Italy.
Okay, like, it's real enough for me, okay? Real. It's so good.
But the glory of this stuff is that it's shelf stable.
Yeah,
so it doesn't have to go in the fridge.
Yep.
All right, so let's sprinkle some on.
I think that's...
Mix it and then have another taste test.
I haven't tried any yet.
Oh.
This is just the top. I've got a little bit of everything on here.
Uh-huh.
Very excited.
I saw that.
I blew all my chives off. Okay, hold on. I need a few more. Okay.
It's good, eh?
This is the best.
All right, so out of the three...
This one.
That one's your favourite? Over the curry? The curry's good.
That's a bit hard because we've had curries lately and it's been a long time since I've had this.
Yeah, that's fair.
This honestly probably is more of like a comfort food.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't eat this for dinner every night because it's just a bit too good. Like,
yeah.
Like,
obviously the wrap was the least favourite, but for a no cook...
Yeah, if I had to make it myself, I'd be making the wrap for sure because I would not have the...
Well, it's just, it's healthy, it's easy, you don't need a cooker for it. You just dump things on a wrap, basically.
All right, and that has completed our 3 no fridge tuna meals that you can cook with one cooker in a van. And one of them you didn't even have to cook anything for. Keep in mind that you can swap out nearly every of the ingredients as long as you keep the core concepts the same. So if you want broccoli in the kind of pasta bakey kind of meal, you can totally do that. You want peas, you want to add cheese to anything that we've done, you can totally do that. But I just wanted to reinforce the point that you can make very tasty, very healthy, very simple meals without a fridge if that's the way that it is for you in a van. I have a big fridge, so I add cheese to this. I do very much eat tuna, probably at least 3 or 4 times a week. But we have steak a fair amount of the time. We have mince because we like nachos. You can add whatever veggies you like. Did I say broccoli? Broccoli works really good in the curry a lot of the time. Parmesan cheese, some cheddar cheese on top, you name it. You can kind of pizzazz these up as you see fit. But I just wanted to let you guys, I just wanted to share some of the knowledge that I have when I only had a tiny little fridge in my van, and the things that I did when I first moved into a van and I went from a full kitchen to one cooker. So thank you very much for watching. If you like videos about real van life, tips, tricks, vlogs, please make sure that you subscribe. I really, really would appreciate it. It helps YouTube know how and who to push my YouTube channel to. And I'll see you guys in a couple of days with another little video. Thank you very much. Bye. You have to see Nana. Look at this. Hey, Nana.